Hi, happy Monday, and welcome to Seth Martin's official box office breakdown. Now, if you remember last week, I talked about how I thought Ready Player One was going to beat expectations. And you know what? It did, albeit a little amount. The box office overall was very healthy, very, very healthy, and that's a wonderful sign. So, Ready Player One opened with, well, it opened on the 29th, not the 30th, so it had an extra day. So for those 4 days, it made $53 million, which I saw in the headlines is the biggest opening for Steven Spielberg in 10 years. So way to go, Steven. But over just the 3 days, it made $41 million, which is still amazing. In the number 2 spot, we have Tyler Perry's Acrimony, which made $17 million, which beat expectations, albeit a little bit itself, which is great. The reviews from the critics, like if you watch Rotten Tomatoes, it was pretty bad, I think. However, Cinema Score, which I said last week, is the score that the audience gives it, was an A, or an A minus. Same with Ready Player One. And it's that audience score, it's what the people think that are actually going to see the movie, not the critics that are getting free passes to see the movie, and it's their job, so they see a lot of movies. But the people that are shelling out money to go see this movie are giving Acrimony an A minus. So I think that bodes well for its box office future, although these Tyler Perry's films tend to drop in second weekend pretty quickly. But it's great that it has an A cinema score. I would say this is already a success for both Tyler Perry and Cookie. So in third place, yes, Black Panther is still there. It's got $11 million. Oh yeah, Ready Player One, I told you the amount of that. Acrimony made $17 million. Black Panther, $11 million. I think these are still estimates, so they could go up $1 million or down $1 million, depending on what the final numbers come in this evening. But I didn't want to wait that long, so here we are. And then we have I Can Only Imagine in the fourth place, which is holding on really well with $10 million. I think it added 300 or so extra theaters across the nation this weekend. And then last week's number 1 dropped to number 5, with Pacific Rim 2 Uprising making $9 million. So I think, and that's a pretty steep drop, but I guess they should have expected that. But overseas, it's still doing pretty healthy business. We'll see. I'll come back to Pacific Rim 2 in a couple weeks to see how its total box office is shaping up. All right, outside the top 5, we have Sherlock Gnomes with $7 million. Love, Simon, which I'm so happy to see is still hanging in there, and it's made $4 million this weekend, which its total is now around $34 to $35 million. It only cost $17 million to make, so I'm very excited about that. Tomb Raider is down to $4 million this weekend. After Tomb Raider, we have A Wrinkle in Time with another $4 million. And then number 10 is Paul, Apostle of Christ, with $3 million. And that rounds out the top 10. And right outside the top 10, we have Isle of Dogs, which is Wes Anderson's new movie. And I love Wes Anderson. If you saw Wes Anderson's Honest trailer for all their movies over on Screen Junkies, you should check that out because it's hilarious. So that's the top 10 this weekend. And like I said, it's a very healthy box office weekend, and that's wonderful to see. I love to see that. People are going out, they're seeing movies. They took this Easter weekend and they said, hey, let's go see some movies. I love it. Now, going into next weekend is finally a movie that I'm really excited about. This movie called A Quiet Place will be coming out. Now, that was directed by John Krasinski from The Office, starring himself and his wife, Miss Emily Blunt, who's just an awesome, trustworthy, extremely talented actress. And the reviews coming out of festivals that it's been showing and giving sneak previews to are just superb. And Rotten Tomatoes has given it 100%. And so that could go up and down when it finally opens this weekend. But still, holding steady at 100% for a few days now, that's a really good sign. And the trailers have been very, very effective, in my opinion. They showed one during the Super Bowl, and I was like, this is awesome. They can't speak. They're talking in sign language. There was a lot of stuff that made me really excited about A Quiet Place. So I'm really looking forward. I think that one is going to really, really perform well. Whatever the expectations are, I think it's going to exceed expectations. Although I think the expectations are pretty high right now. I don't know. So I think that A Quiet Place is just not going to disappoint. I think people are really going to go out and see that. That's what I think. Also, a movie coming out called Blockers, which is starring John Cena. And I actually am I a secret fan of John Cena? Or am I openly, like, I would like to see him see some success as The Rock saw success. I've always liked John Cena. And so I'm excited that he's starring in a movie called Blockers. And who else? Leslie Mann, who's always hilarious. She's always great. She has these new commercials out talking about lotion, and she just makes me want to see them because she's so funny. So I'm really excited for Blockers, and the trailers look effective. I think the reviews so far are pretty good. They could go up and down as we get into the actual opening. So I also think that one is going to perform very well. I'm hoping for another very healthy weekend at the box office this coming week. And then there's a drama called Chappaquiddick, which is based on a historical event back in the 70s, I believe. I might not be right on that. You might be. Check that for me. And then something called Miracle Season, which I don't know anything about. I haven't watched the trailer for that. I should do a trailer reaction since I haven't seen it. I like to do trailer reactions for trailers that I have not seen. That's why there's not a trailer reaction for Quiet Place or Blockers, because I had already seen the trailer when I started my reaction channel. What do you think? What do you think is going to be the #1 next weekend? Do you think Steven Spielberg's Ready Player One is going to hold tight to the #1 spot? Or do you think Quiet Place is going to come up and knock it out of place? I want them both to tie to #1. I want Ready Player One to make a lot of money because I love Steven Spielberg, and I also want A Quiet Place to make #1 and make a lot of money. Alright, thanks for watching. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and make sure to subscribe for more official videos.